we handed over power to you in 2000, again with positive signs of economic progress and recovery, you had to seek refuge in a redenomination exercise in 2007 after President John Ajekum Kufuor. Have you forgotten?
Right.
It was simply because you once again decided to engage in propaganda way of managing the economy. And you were exposed in no time. And your only way out was simply to take advantage of redenomination to bury your incompetencies and corruption. That was your record. It was the redenomination exercise that gave you an opening out of the way. Fast forward, in 2023, the propaganda began to give way once again to your incompetence and appetite to engineer economic growth figures. What did we do as a country? You subjected us to a debt exchange program at the expense of the ordinary Ghanaian worker. In your bid, oh, now you are saying it's that first of. In your bid to hide your incompetencies and reckless handling of our Ghanaian economy. The NDC has never had such a record, where in the past it had to rely on redenomination to save our economy or come on board with a policy as difficult as domestic debt exchange program. And of course, a foreign component of it intended to salvage our economy. Have you forgotten that at a point you were even relying on deductions from Momo to save this economy? We've never been anywhere close to such a record because we are not a party known for engineering economic growth figures. We present them as they are. And my brother sought to create an impression or create a comparison between 2013 to 2016 and that of their 8-year tenure as far as our economic fundamentals are concerned. Remember, Moroda, when they first assumed office in 2017, and we sought to engage them in a comparative analysis of our economic situation, they told us that it will be disingenuous on the part of the NDC to compare an 8-year record to their first term. Do you remember these excuses? Right. And so, an effective way of comparison, Richard, is to take the NDC's second term, that is 2012 to 2016, as against the NPP's second term of 2020 to 2024, and let us look at the growth figures. In 2013, our second term, our growth rate in terms of GDP was about 7%, in excess of 7%. In your second term, from 2020, Moro, to 2024, your 2021 growth rate was 0.51%.
Now you mean 2020? That's 2021.
2021.
No, 2021 was 5.3.
My brother.
No, 2020 is what you're talking about. 2020.
Yeah. So, 2020. Well, I said that you can.
Because 2020, we
are you going to allow me to make my submissions?
Oh, no, just a small.
No, you can come in. You can come in and
okay.
and raise your own issues.
You are right, but it's just that.
So 20, yes. So 0.51%.
Yeah.
Even your 2021%, if we are to go by the 5.18%, it was still far less than NDC's GDP growth of 7.1% in its second year, as far as the 2023 is concerned, 2013 is concerned. And 2014 rather.
No,
so,
but that's Atta Mills.
Oh my goodness. Well, in the second term was President Mahama was Atta Mills president. In our second term was president.
That is Atta Mills.
I am comparing our figures
in
second term as against your figures in second term. And I am telling you that even if you take that data, the NDC still did better. And even in the midst of all that, the NDC did not announce a debt exchange program. Absolutely not. Neither did we announce. Please, neither did we announce a redenomination of our currency.
A redenomination is not bad, though.
Oh, my brother, I am telling you that was what you guys sought to do to hide your inefficiencies from 2007, when you realized that your propaganda had catch up with you. And now, under President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, again you had to take refuge in a debt exchange program when your propaganda caught up with you. The NDC, we do not have such a record when it comes to the management of our economy. And that is why we are better managers of the economy, because we don't manage the economy based on propaganda. Your own flag bearer in the last election, and now seeking to be flag bearer again, and Vice President of the Republic of Ghana under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, what promises didn't he make in terms of the economy that you guys wanted to lead? So your economic indicators have always been rooted in propaganda and deception. That is not the NDC. So you cannot compare us when it comes to commitment to economic recovery and the kind of investments we put in that regard. And my brother sought to belittle the issues of corruption.
No,
look, corruption is inextricably linked to economic development and arguably economic growth. And you simply do not seek to whitewash the NPP by saying that some few elements within the NPP. Absolutely not. It is your brand, even if it is a single person. And in this instance, we are not talking of a single person. Moro, look, we have National Service Secretariat. I am sure my brother is appalled and embarrassed by the contents of the investigations that are coming out. What their appointees were engaged in. Now, Buffer Stock Company has been exposed. Electricity Company of Ghana. In excess of over, what do you call it? I'm told that they even exceeded their budget in excess of about 181 billion Ghana cedis, or million Ghana cedis. Right? Or billion, I think it's around in billions. So that is your record with nothing to show. Rooted in corruption. So it is not just Buffer Stock alone we are dealing with, Moro. So this should give you an idea of the kind of looting that was being carried out under the cover of darkness, under Nana Addo's presidency and that of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia as vice president. These were the people who promised in opposition to protect the public purse. So this is not light. It gives an indication of the character of the New Patriotic Party. So it is not enough to say some elements within the New Patriotic Party. Absolutely not. Look, as we speak today, your finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, a cousin to His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, is still on the run.
It's not been charged
because of his questionable financial transactions.
Moro, it's not been charged with any crime.
Moro, the gentleman is even running away from accountability. No. It's a basic component of democratic governance. No, if you have served your republic and there are questions for you to answer, it is only proper Hamza, that you make yourself. Can I make my point?
Just help me. No, I'm not interrupting.
My brother, I'm not here to answer your questions. I'm not here to answer your questions.
No, but we are learning.
No, but I'm not here. After I'm done with my submission, you can ask your question.
Ken is unwell. He's unwell.
Oh, my brother. Are you going to allow him to do that?
No, come on.
Ken is unwell.
He's not charged with any crime.
You see, why are you so jittery with my submission? When you were talking, I was quiet.
No problem.
I had disagreements. Don't be jittery.
Moro, you are nice, so you give more time.
Don't be jittery. Moro.
You know, Andy can get extra time.
Oh my goodness. Richard, why are you doing this today? Why are you doing this?
No, I'm helping to get more time.
They say that.
Tell Andy whatever she does to get more time.
So you see, it is not just an individual problem. It is a political party problem. We are talking about a party that even in government, a sitting cabinet minister opted to buy assets belonging to the state. And yet that minister was not fired by the president then. He still continued to sit in cabinet and today has the effrontery to even tell us that he's running to become president. This was the level of degeneration that we're subjected to as a country. And for many of us who still hold strongly to the foundational principles of the National Democratic Congress, rooted in probity and accountability, indeed, the crimes that are being unveiled under this regime, even Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, if it were to be in the 70s, 79 specifically, when we did the house cleaning exercise, I am sure many of them would have faced the firing squad by now if we were to reverse what is happening, because they would have been viable candidates for execution. Our compatriots, our senior compatriots died for less. Moro, when we talk about corruption, it borders on the health of the nation. Look at our compatriots. Look at the citizens of Ghana. Look at how they suffer on a daily basis in our hospitals. Because there are certain basic drugs that we cannot afford to even get our hospitals running. And yet still we have the likes of Hanan, alleged, and Edubuahin and Co. alleged to have siphoned such huge sums of money. This should annoy any person who is interested in the progress of this country. Ken Ofori-Atta, after serving this country for good 8 years, decided to abscond from accountability And the MPP thinks that it is okay. And their defense is that he has not been charged.
He's seeking medical treatment in America.
And their defense is that he has not been charged.
He has not running away. He's seeking medical
We
treatment.
all know that even at a point that his conditions was calling for him to resign as finance minister, this gentleman failed to resign.
That's also true.
That should be a
So what has changed?
That should be a feather in his cap.
No,
That
wait,
is
wait,
committed
wait.
to
So
service.
why would such a person, today
committed
that
to
he
service.
appears even healthy and hearty?
How do you know? They said the man is seeking help.
Oh,
They say he's
my brother,
saying
the guy decided to run away from the country after President Mahama was sworn into office. Everybody knows as a
he
matter
didn't
of
run
fact.
away, Hamza.
He ran away from the country. When was he ever? Richard, please, you will have your turn. When has he ever left this country for that long? Even when it was obvious, your own MPs called on him to resign, and we had reports that he was unwell, even as sitting finance minister, and your own members of parliament called for him to resign. Did he resign? Did he? But because we are not dealing with issues of accountability, all of a sudden, he's so unwell to the extent that he cannot even take a flight to Ghana for a day or two to answer questions. He's not been charged in line with the principle of accountability. So when it was about being in charge of our money, he was in good health, and he was willing to sacrifice his health conditions to be in charge of Ghana's money. But the time has come for accountability. All of a sudden, he cannot be found, and the likes of Richard,
No, because his health
who benefited
because
nothing,
his health has deteriorated.
who benefited nothing from his looting.
Hamza, because his health has deteriorated.
Oh, my brother, Richard, Moro, what? You see, today you are being called to defend such looting. It is clearly unacceptable. Moro, the NPP is the greatest threat to our democratic and economic stability as a country.
All right.
And it is time we started dealing with it head on. And that is why many of us continue to argue that taking the NPP out of power in the last election is not enough. We must continue to bring sunshine, even on them, as they conduct their affairs in opposition. Okay. Because it is in the interest of every Ghanaian not to have these guys anywhere close to the presidency of this country. We cannot continue to be rolled back by the desires of the NPP to extort our limited resources.
Okay.
And we must show that revulsion.
Okay.
We must show that revulsion. I want us to see that revulsion. You see, unfortunately, that is one downturn of democratic governance. I have always argued that we should have had a system in place where even political parties beyond elections, the people would have a mechanism of continuing to evaluate, or the state, whether indeed certain political parties should still continue to function as political parties because of their records in government. And if we had such a system, I'm quite convinced that the Ghanaian people or that system would have vomited out the New Patriotic Party as far as our political discourse in this country is concerned. And it would have been illegal for them to participate as MPP in the politics of this country, because they have taken this country for granted and they have committed heinous economic crimes.
So we're going to do this. We have just
against the Republic.
We don't end or take us off anyway, so it's not about me.
Moro.
We have just 6 minutes.
Moro.
And they'll take us off.
Moro.
So
Annie has a way of getting extra time.
No, if management believes that we need extra, they will give us.
But how is it that the Monday program is so favored? What is Annie doing?
Oh, no, she ends up 55. Once in a while, she gets a 5.
No, like the last time I was watching, Annie got plenty of time.
Yesterday, I got some 10 minutes extra.
Yesterday. So how about today?
No, I don't think so.
Anyway, Moro, you see, on the matter of 1979, I think that it doesn't deserve a mention from Hamza at all. The house cleaning, it doesn't deserve a mention.
It does.
It doesn't. So that one, it's my good brother. That one,
it does. I'm just making the point that if we were to roll back time, Nanado, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Ken Ofori-Atta would have been viable candidates for execution.
No problem.
No, I'm just making it. But you understand the context.
I get the point you're making.
But for the benefit of democracy,
certain kinds of memories. So let's
I maintain that that's a scratch. We scratched that off.
I get the principle.
I don't get the principle. But I don't get it.
We scratch it.
It's an analysis I am making, and I needed to give you that background.
But that was so an emphatic point to make. It's not, you can do your analysis
but
without
you
that.
know it is the truth.
No.
That if it were to be those days, these candidates, these people I've mentioned, would have been viable candidates.
No
you
problem.
know, as a matter of principle.
People,
but thankfully, we have gone past that stage.
I'll show you why I made that point.